So what does today's address add to the governor's legacy?
Our team coverage continuing now with News 8's George Colley alongside Capitol Report host Tom Dutchett.
This was a little different than your typical budget address. Was this more of a legacy address than a budget address we saw today?
Yeah, you know, we were wondering what was the message that he was going to go in and talk to the legislature about. And, you know, this was his last one. And I think he wanted to kind of put a couple, stakes in the ground, Connecticut fairness. And I think when he started his career as governor 8 years ago, his speech was incredibly progressive, hit all of the touchstones. And today, we saw him go back to those common themes of fairness in jobs, fairness in pay equity, across the whole spectrum of Democratic politics. And I think this is kind of a coming home for him.
Is this the last significant speech of this governor? I mean, is it now lame duck time for the next few months, or do you think that he is trying to set a tone that he's going to fight to the finish here?
Well, he's definitely going to fight to the finish. I think that when the session ends, traditionally at the end of the midnight, whenever the gavel out, he comes in and speaks. That may be even a more emotional speech. There may be more family elements, maybe more things. But I think he's not going away. He'll be on the campaign trail, whether people want him or not with him. I think he's going to be out there pushing these messages of Connecticut fairness, and this is his legacy.
And Connecticut fairness, in many ways, is a good way to sum up his 8 years. I mean, some of the issues, the progressive issues he pushed, certainly fairness to all is certainly a theme that I think he stuck with.
I also think it does the flip side of that, and I think Representative Claridis and Senator Fasano and some of the Capitol Report people today talked about that. When you searched his speech for the words economy or jobs, there wasn't any. So I think that's going to be the wrap on this speech, that there was not enough focus on the pocketbook issues of jobs in the economy of the state of Connecticut.